G'day friends, welcome back to the channel. Now I've cheekily called this the Great Reset because it's a bit of a buzzword, catch cry, whatever you want to call it at the moment. Supposedly referring to you will own nothing and you'll be happy or something. Some sort of probably nonsense, might not be, might be the most astute observation ever made in this country, I don't know. But what do I mean by that? I mean the Great Reset on YouTube is a return to being polite and courteous and thoughtful and speaking to each other with respect. And I'd even go as far as to say flirting with each other. And I don't mean that in a sexual sense whatsoever. What I mean by that is making each other feel good, you know, making the other person feel valued, showing that the other person that you're giving them your undivided attention while you're writing this, whatever it is, while you're writing a reply or you're making a video or you're writing a comment. This is just so invaluable, you know, and it's a backlash against all this, probably in the last 5 years, just this, this parody of political discourse, this horrible nastiness that just seems to have crept into every single aspect of our lives, you know, public lives especially. You know, it seems to me that, you know, the way you win an argument these days is you just shout the longest and the loudest, and you thump your fist on that table as many times as it takes, and you don't need facts, you don't need anything concrete whatsoever. All you have to do is just browbeat people and just berate people and lambast people until they're just beaten into submission, you know, and that seems to be the way that things are. And when I say the Great Reset, you know, I mean, it's a return, especially on YouTube, it's a return to, like, I hesitate to say old-fashioned values, but when I was a kid, I used to read Charles Dickens books, and that's set in the 1860s. And when you read some of the language that they used in their letters and the way they addressed each other, it's pretty amazing. It's very beautiful. It's very, very courteous. And you know, I'm not saying that we should return to that, but I've found that since I've been on YouTube, and now that I'm interacting with so many people, that I've made so many friends, that I'm just luxuriating in it. I'm just bathing in it, and it's just glorious to be able to talk to people and think of a lovely response. You know, you're thinking, once you've read the comment, you're gonna sit there and actually think of something really nice to say, you know, and it's not, what can I put it, it's genuine, it's not forced. You know, I don't get at any point, I've not had any sense, either on my own behalf or reading anybody else's comments or watching anybody else's videos, that we're having to make a huge effort to do it. It seems effortless, you know, and I think it is, you know, and I think it's the natural way that we interact with each other. But we've just seemed to have lost our way. But on this platform, we seem to have regained that, you know, and I'm just loving it. You know, I'm going to keep this one short. You know, I'm just absolutely in love with people again, you know, and 2 years ago, honestly, I was the exact opposite. I was very cynical and I couldn't be bothered talking to anybody because, you know, it just seemed, I was just overwhelmed by the nastiness that surrounded me, you know, and now that hard shell seems to have dissolved, and I'm reveling in this interaction, and I'm really enjoying making comments and just being polite and courteous, you know, using courtesy and respect. just brilliant. So, but yeah, I'm going to end it there. Thanks for watching. Thank you for everybody that's replied and commented on this series of the 5 things I love about YouTube. It's just been brilliant. You know, it's just lovely, and much to my amazement, nearly everybody has been, you know, has positively affirmed and agreed with virtually every point that I've made. You know, and I didn't expect that. I thought there'd be some things that I've missed. I thought maybe I'm sort of exaggerating things a little bit. You know, it's hard to say when you sort of live in relative isolation. But yeah, it's just been brilliant. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe, and remember to do something every day. Catch you on the next one. And there's a number 6. That's right, there's now 6 things I love about YouTube. And the 6th one, I'll keep this very short, is the sheer number of people from all over the world, all the different countries, just blow my mind. I had a young guy from South Korea comment the other day, you know, first one from South Korea. I've had, you know, Bolivia and Japan and Alaska, and all the states in the US and New Zealand and everywhere, every state here in Australia except for Tasmania, I think. There's Baba in Nigeria, you know, there's United Arab Republics. There's just so many countries, and I find it really, really exciting when a new one comes up. And you know, Portugal, that's another one, and Spain. You know, all over Europe. There's, you know, Ukraine, the UK, of course, Ireland. You know, and a lot of the time, with some of these countries, I think I have a vague idea where they are, but it's such a buzz to look on the globe and just think, oh, there they are, right over here. You know, you can see where you are, we can see where they are, and where it's instant communication. You know, and at my age, like I'm 65. When I was a kid, you used to send away to used to be on the back of comics or newspapers. You could send away for pen pals. You'd spend 5 shillings or whatever it was back in the day, 2 and 6, in the old money in England, and they'd send you 2 or 3 people from you know, all over the world where you could be a pen pal, and you'd get your stamp and you'd write the letter, you know, and it'd take probably 6 weeks by sea mail to get there. And then you have to wait for 6 weeks for a reply, you know, and then of course you got to keep the stamps from that country. So, you know, it was very exciting. You know, it took so long, but this reminds me of that. You know, I get that same sort of excitement when there's someone from a country that I haven't come across before, or you know, it's a new comment from someone from a country that hasn't featured before. Yeah, and it's just exhilarating, I find, you know, and it sort of brings us all very close together, you know, because when you talk to these people, you think, well, they're over here and they're over here. It's just like all these interconnected lines that join us together, you know. So yeah, that's number 6. I thought I'd just throw that one in there because it has been blowing my mind, and some of them have been, you know, especially that one from South Korea. I don't know, there's something about that I think it's the writing there. I don't know what it's called. It's not, I mean, I know Russian writing's called Cyrillic script, but I don't know I've no idea what that, it's very distinctive Korean alphabet. You know, it's very different to Chinese or Japanese. So yeah, first of all, I'll throw that one in there as an added bonus. Good morning, friends. I'm here at spot Y, and it's big and it's ugly. It's cross shore. I don't know what I was expecting. I was just hoping against hope that there'd be a wave this morning. It's pouring with rain all the way here. Looks like we've got a week or maybe 2 weeks or even a month more of sodden rainy weather. I don't know. It just seems to be interminable, just stretching on forever. It might be a good thing if the snow surf. My cough still hasn't gone quite
quite disappeared. You can actually see right out there on the point, you can see there's a right-hander on the end of the pier there. I know guys have surfed it. Ooh. Yeah, not for me, I don't think. My only other option is to go to spot B, have a look there. I'm not terribly hopeful, but I'll go for a look. See you shortly. Welcome back, friends. This is spot B, and it's pretty ugly here too. There's a heap of guys out. The car park's chock-a-block. Perhaps I'll make number 5 of the series. 5 things I love about YouTube. Get that out of the way. The 2 that I actually thinking of doing on that subject, they weren't strictly 5 things I love about YouTube. They were more 5 things I love to do on YouTube. So I've had to rethink that, and here comes the rain, and I'm heading back to the car.